I was reviewing security system specifications in my office when my wife Lisa called from our mountain cabin, her voice bright with a kind of forced cheerfulness that meant she was lying about something important. "David, the cabin is absolutely perfect for a romantic getaway," she said, and I could hear wind chimes from our back deck in the background. "I'm so glad you suggested I take a weekend here to clear my head after all the stress at work." I pulled up the real-time security feeds on my laptop, watching her pace around our living room while talking to me, unaware that 12 hidden cameras were documenting her every movement. "That's wonderful," I said calmly. "You deserve some time to relax and reconnect with what matters most." "Exactly. And David, I might not have cell service all weekend, so don't worry if you can't reach me." What Lisa didn't know was that I could see and hear everything happening at our cabin, and her romantic getaway was about to become the most public destruction of a marriage in our family's history. Let me explain how a woman who thought she'd found the perfect private location for her affair ended up broadcasting her betrayal to 23 family members during her parents' golden anniversary celebration. My name is David Sullivan, and I spent 12 years as a cybersecurity consultant specializing in residential surveillance systems and digital forensics. When wealthy clients need discrete monitoring solutions for estate protection, asset security, or personal safety, my company designs and installs invisible surveillance networks that capture everything. More importantly, I understand how to integrate multiple camera systems with streaming technology, automated alerts, and remote broadcasting capabilities. Lisa had been planning this weekend escape for months, though she believed her arrangements were invisible to me. The careful coordination with her lover Brad Morrison, a divorced sales manager she'd met at her yoga studio. The strategic timing during her parents' anniversary weekend, when she knew I'd be attending family obligations in the city. The elaborate cover story about needing solitude to process work stress. But the real tell was when she specifically requested our mountain cabin, a location she'd previously claimed was too isolated and boring for her tastes. So I'd spent 6 weeks installing the most comprehensive home surveillance system our cabin had ever seen. 12 4K cameras with night vision capabilities, positioned to capture every room, every angle, every intimate moment. Audio recording equipment sensitive enough to pick up whispered conversations. Motion sensors that triggered automatic alerts to my phone. And most importantly, live streaming capability that could broadcast to any device, anywhere in the world, with the touch of a button. While Lisa was settling in for her solitary retreat, I was attending her parents' golden anniversary dinner at the Riverside Country Club, surrounded by 23 family members gathered to celebrate 50 years of marriage. The guest list was perfect. Lisa's parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, and family friends, everyone who mattered in her social world, all gathered around tables celebrating the sanctity of marriage and lifelong commitment. "Where's Lisa tonight?" her mother asked during cocktails. "I thought she was looking forward to celebrating with us." "She needed some time alone at the cabin," I explained. "Work stress has been overwhelming her lately." "That's so thoughtful of you to give her space," Lisa's sister Michelle said. "She's lucky to have such an understanding husband." I nodded, checking my phone as motion sensors at the cabin triggered their first alert. The live stream showed Lisa opening the door for Brad Morrison, who was carrying overnight bags and champagne. They embraced in our entryway, their voices clear through the audio system as they discussed their plans for an entire weekend of freedom. During dinner, while Lisa's father gave a toast about the importance of fidelity and trust in marriage, I was watching his daughter and her lover exploring our bedroom, making themselves comfortable in the bed Lisa and I had shared for 8 years. But I waited. Patience is everything in surveillance work. The perfect moment came during dessert, when the entire family was gathered around a single table, phones out to record Lisa's father cutting their anniversary cake. "I have something special to share," I announced, standing and connecting my phone to the restaurant's presentation screen. "Lisa wanted to be here tonight, but she's currently occupied at our cabin. I thought you'd like to see what she's up to." The live feed appeared on the 12-foot screen behind me, showing Lisa and Brad in explicit detail, their intimate moments broadcast in high definition to 23 horrified family members. The collective gasp was beautiful. Lisa's mother dropped her champagne flute. Her father stood up so quickly he knocked over his chair. Her teenage nieces started screaming and covering their eyes. "Oh my God!" Michelle shrieked, trying to shield her children's view. "Turn it off." But I'd locked the phone, and the stream continued. Lisa and Brad, unaware they were performing for her entire family, continued their affair while 23 people watched in stunned horror. "This is what Lisa chose to do instead of celebrating your golden anniversary," I said calmly to her parents. "I thought you should know where her priorities lie." Lisa's phone, sitting on our cabin nightstand, began buzzing incessantly as family members called her, texted her, tried to warn her about the broadcast. But she was too busy betraying our marriage to answer. The stream continued for exactly 7 minutes before I finally disconnected it. 7 minutes of explicit footage that would be burned into the memory of every family member present. Lisa's father, a man who just celebrated 50 years of faithful marriage, stared at the blank screen with tears in his eyes. "Get out," he said quietly. "Get out of our family." Sometimes the most devastating revenge isn't destroying someone privately. It's letting their own family witness exactly who they choose to be when they think no one is watching.